Hey everybody, just a quick update. We are updating our audit template to include a couple of additional items and just point them out real quick. Retail agent information is going to stay the same on your header page. We've added for some of the larger policies we're handling the broker and underwriter information down at the left, move split information above auditor information to accommodate that. The only other area that's changing is the source verification and time. Um, you'll notice we've got estimated policy set here as the default for any policies where it would apply, where it would be monthly self-report. You can check MSR, and it will change that. The main change is the labor to revenue ratio in this section. We want to capture that in a way that we can start to use the data to come up with some typical ranges by trade, which we'll have to accumulate information over 6 months or more to start figuring out what each of the trades falls into as an average category for labor to revenue, so that we can start to dial in a little better on when we have outliers, when we need to start asking some more questions, that kind of thing. So in this section, you're going to capture the gross revenue. We're not going to use commas here until we get the upgraded version of the software here at the end of the year. Otherwise, it won't calculate right. I'm going to put your materials in. And this section, again, is only going to be applicable for construction accounts. Your labor payroll will be your payroll that is associated with any kind of actual construction activity. So it's not going to be an aviary support payroll. It's not going to be your executive supervisor. It's not going to be your permanent yards. It's just the people that are actually doing construction work. And then your sub payments here is going to be the total of your insured and uninsured labor. And that's where we're going to get our total labor to divide into the revenue. So once you're done with it, it'll calculate this field for you, and it'll calculate this field for you. There is no hard and fast rule in terms of what that labor to revenue ratio should be. It really kind of is case by case and depends on the scenario that you have. I can tell you that if you find less than probably 40-45%, if the labor to revenue is lower than that number, I would be asking some additional questions, digging into materials account, cost of goods sold account, other accounts that may potentially contain labor. If your materials are higher than your total labor, it's, again, doesn't mean that it's impossible, but it's something that I would ask a couple of additional questions and just make sure that what you're seeing makes sense with the policy in total and the revenue. And we do see scenarios here recently where the net profit for some trade contractors is 40, 50, 60, 70, 80% in some cases. And that would be more of an indicator of some expenses just not being run through those books. So there's a lot of different ways this can go. Apply the test of reasonableness to it. Does this make sense with what I'm seeing? And over time, we'll be able to come up with some better guidelines for you in terms of what the labor to revenue by primary classification should be. But for now, this is kind of the start. We just want to start capturing this information. It will render inside the audit right here under the source and verification, so we can see it. And if you have any questions about it or how we're applying it, let me know. But really nothing should change for you, other than just gives us a really good landing spot for that information where we can start to drill into what the data means over time. So any questions, let me know, and this will be put up on April 25th, so it should be ready to go. And then for any client that is not Builders Insurance Group, not A Mutual, and not Mid-Continent Group or Synergy, anybody else, this will be the default template for. And you'll see this for the other ones that I mentioned. They have their own templates that we have to use for now. but this will be for everything else, and it will be applicable for any audit attachments that you generate after this has been made available to you here today. So any questions, let me know, and I appreciate it.